Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over the Ace 100, so let's get into it. Okay guys, welcome back. I hope all is well. And for those of you who are new to my channel, what you're looking at is a 1971 Hodaka Ace 100 that I just got done restoring. And I'm going to go over this bike and tell you what I did with it. Now before I get into it, I want to give a shout out to HodakaParts.com. If you guys are thinking about restoring a Hodaka like this, I would definitely make them your best friends because they got pretty much everything you need and they ship fast and they are just great to work with. So big thank you to them. So as you saw in the video, I moved the rear shocks from where they were mounted here to up here on the top mount. Now a friend of mine who's also a subscriber pointed out to me that he thought that the rear shocks were too far forward and it didn't look right. Now I'm not so sure if that was a factory mount or a modification. It looks more like a modification to me than when you compare it to the top mount. But this bike was made to go on the road. It did have a headlight and a tail light. It was more of an enduro bike, I guess. So that might have something to do with it. You had different options of rear shock position. But yeah, the way that I have this bike set up, this is a much better position. It looks better. And being an off-road bike that I made it into, it's definitely the way to go. Okay, now starting from the ground up, the tires are Kenda Trackmaster tires that I got from Dennis Kirk website. Moving up to the front and rear fender, I was going to go with Preston Petty fenders at first, but then I found this deal on Craigslist. These fenders came off a Hodaka Road Toad. I didn't think they were going to work. I wasn't sure if they were going to work. But and it also came with the kickstand that's on it, and it was such a good deal. It was like 35 bucks, so I jumped on it and went down and bought them. And as you can see, I like the way the front fender, I think it fits the bike. It's not too big. I have flipped it around the other way. I like it better this way. It shows the Hodaka embossed right on it. Now the front fender was in decent condition. I just had to clean it up a little bit and paint it, as you can see. Now the rear fender probably came down to about here and had a mount on it for a brake light. So I chopped it, to make it fit the aesthetic of a off-road bike, motocross, enduro, whatever, dirt bike. And it's probably one of my favorite features on this bike. I think it came out awesome. I didn't know if it was going to work or not. I didn't know if I was going to be able to mount it. I did have to drill these two holes to fit this mount up here, but I chopped it, sanded it, painted it, and I think it came out excellent. I'm very happy with the way the fenders came out on this bike. Moving on to the handlebars. These are Fly Racing handlebars. They are, I got these off eBay. I believe they were vintage style handlebars. I think that's what they were called. And I wasn't so sure if I liked this swept back design. But I got them, and I'm glad I did, because they're awesome. They fit the bike. I think they fit the bike perfectly, and I like them. It did come with a Fly Racing bar pad, but I found this Hodaka bar pad on eBay, so I bought that and put that on it. And now these levers, the brake lever and the clutch lever, these are the different levers that you saw in the video. I didn't have a match for the one that you saw in the video, so I had to go with these. I bought these at my local motorcycle shop down the road here, and I like them. I think they look better. I think they fit the bike. This was a shorty. This is what they had. You know, you got to buy what they got. This is I think these were Honda levers. You can see this one is the longer one. This one is a shorty. I kind of like it. I kind of like the way they look. I think it fits the bike, so I just keep them. The number plate is a Preston Petty. I found them on eBay, and they came in a package of 3. And Preston Petty, they're just awesome stuff. I think it looks great. The grips are ODI. These are regrip. They got this little bar thing for hand position. I like them so far. They seem to be good grips. Once again, I got them on eBay. I have no problem with them. So one of the things I do not like about this is this throttle tube. This thing is horrendous. I've been looking for a different throttle tube. If I find one, I will get one. But as you can see, this is just all over the place. It works. It's working, but it just got so much slop and free play in it that I'm not a big fan of it. But it is what it is at the moment. Moving on to the tank. Now this tank was a lot of work. This was just, oh my God. I spent probably a month cleaning and sanding, wet sanding and polishing this tank. And I wasn't trying to get rid of the imperfections on this and the small dents. I like the way things age. This bike is 50 years old and it shows its age. It's a survivor. It still runs. Like I said, I like the way things age. I like patina. What I was doing is getting rid of all the swirl and scratch marks, and you know they were all over this tank, and it just took forever. Just so much wet sanding and polishing, and I like the where it's at. I'm not saying I'm completely done, but once again, I'm not trying to get rid of these imperfections here and here. Just the swirl marks and the scratches is what I was trying to get, and of course the rust that was on it. There was a lot of rust on it, but I love the way this tank aged. I think it looks awesome, and it fits the bike. Now moving on to the seat, I got the seat foam and the seat cover from HodakaParts.com. The seat foam seems to fit, but the seat cover seems to be okay. It seems to fit. It does have a little imperfection here in the stitch. It doesn't bother me. I'm fine with it. It seems to fit the aesthetics of the bike anyway. But I'm happy with it. I'm happy the way it came out. With that seat pan being the pain that it was, there was a lot of work in that. But I'm happy with the way that came out. And as far as the tabs that hold the seat cover on, it seems to be working. It seems to be holding. So I'm happy with that. Now moving on to the exhaust. If anything on this bike I'd like to have back would probably be this exhaust, because I'd probably do it over again. Now, it came out okay. There was a lot of work in this. I didn't know if I was going to be able to save it or not, and it was too bad because the rest of the exhaust is in such great shape. But it was so thin in here over the years, it just deteriorated, and there was a bunch of dents and just wrinkled metal here. And I kept what I should have done, I should have just cut that right out of there. And what I didn't, I tried to weld it up, and I just kept burning through and making matters worse. So I ended up putting a plate in here and welding that on, and finally got it and put a lot of filler on top of that, a lot of metal filler, and it came out okay. And the spark arrestor in here came out okay. It was a 4-bolt pattern in here that I turned into a 2-bolt, and it works. It's not my greatest welding and not my greatest fab job, that's for sure, but it works and it looks okay. And maybe someday I'm going to return to this and maybe tackle this again and try to make it even better. I don't know. Okay, so now onto the engine. Now, as you remember, I replaced the rings. It's got new piston rings, and I honed the cylinder. I also rebuilt the carburetor. I cleaned and rebuilt the carburetor, and I put on this Uni filter pod, which I like. This bike didn't come with the airbox. The airbox was missing, and I wanted to go with an air pod anyway. Now, the only issue I've been having, this carburetor has a very strange leak. It's a very small leak, like a weeping leak in it somewhere, and I haven't figured out where it is yet. Now, it could be coming out of the enrichment valve. I'm not quite sure. The fuel tends to pool down around the base of the carburetor here. So it's just something just keep an eye on. Like I said, it's a very small leak, and I will keep you posted on that. Okay, so back on the clutch side. Now I'm running 10W40 in the transmission here, and it doesn't seem to like that at all. So I did some research online, and it said to use a straight 30. So I'm going to be draining the oil out of this. I'm going to be putting in some 30 weight oil that I got, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so back up onto the handlebars. I forgot to mention the kill switch. It's just a universal kill switch that I believe I got off HodakaParts.com, and it's real simple installation, and just works fine. Okay guys, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.